Just popping up to let you know it's time for part 2 of this 3-part repair episode of I Hate Working on Cars. Because I do such a high quality repair every time, I'm going to fill up the rock chips with some Bondo, which is definitely the absolute best way to fix rock chips when you're in a hurry and just don't give a shit. And now, a quick demonstration on how not to use an eraser wheel. Going for some husband of the year points here and fixing up an old dent just because I'm a nice asshole. Let's not forget to fix up the fender support bracket I butchered up earlier. I'm about to do something really super controversial to all you old school body men out there, but I'm gonna paint the parts off the car. I know, idiot, moron. And you're right, I agree that you guys are all idiots and morons for not doing it this way, because this way is faster. This might be some off-the-point commentary for the tone of this video, but seriously, you idiots that still jam parts need to knock that off. You can mount a bumper off the car, which is by far the easiest thing to damage paint on during installation, but you whine about mounting a fender? What the fuck? Thinking about it makes me want to give myself tendinitis. Being a Marine Corps veteran, the dark don't scare me. I can prep a car for paint even if I can't see it. Now I'll tape up the car using some old grocery bags. Why don't you just sit back and enjoy this 2-car garage tape job masterpiece? I like to wipe my panels down with the reducer for the waterborne PPG and Enviro-based paint I'll be using. This will help prevent fisheyes, as Enviro-based can be a bit fiddly in the blend areas if the panels aren't cleaned with anything else. Years of hack work taught me that secret. The secret to getting a dirty paint job, as opposed to a horrifyingly filthy one, is to wet the floor and walls down before you get started to trap all the dust. Then we can go about tacking off the car with a tack cloth. Now, with my monkey suit on, I'll tack it off one last time with no air blower. Now is not the time to be blowing dust everywhere. Time for a little rattle can discount adhesion promoter so the paint will actually not fall off the bumper. This is why I programmed my nose tip to be the fingerprint unlock on my phone. Let's blast some of this cheap sealer down. For budget all-in-one direct-to-metal primer surfacer, this stuff works pretty darn well. Being that this is a tri-stage paint, it means I need to paint it a bunch of times. 2 coats of white base, then 3 coats of pearl tint coat, before I can blast a couple coats of clear. To add to the fun, it's a cold day, and all I have to help me dry this paint is this old hairdryer with a tack cloth taped to the intake. This is gonna be a while. Another coat of white. Another week or 2 of blow drying. Before I move on, I'll check coverage with a bright light. Isn't pearl paint just so darn pretty? So, first coat of pearl, and now we'll blow her out. Another coat of pearl. I'll check my wrist to pretend to see what time it is, then be exasperated because I know I don't need a watch to feel how long this shit is taking. One last coat. And one last time, look at my quote-unquote watch to reiterate the point that I'm literally watching paint dry. It's time to shoot some clear, and I absolutely love the Universal Clear Coat from SPI. It lays out slick and buffs easy. Oh, and it lasts forever. It's got as much UV protection as the $700 a gallon rip-off production but this stuff is 1/3 the price. You can also stack on about as many coats as you want, so if you were doing a show car, you could lay down 10 coats if you felt like it. I find that 4 coats is great for show car work, but your standard 2 coats is just fine for a job like this. Pay no mind to the very Chernobyl-esque looking atmosphere. In reality, it's not great, not terrible.
Not great, not terrible.
We wouldn't be painting in a garage if a couple flies didn't end up martyring themselves to the cause of making me look like an idiot for painting a car in a garage. But hey, it's not the first time. Little do they know, I'm just gonna sand and buff them right out, starting out with this 400 grit sandpaper. Now some 600 grit, and don't mind the blood, that's normal. I'll finish wet sanding here at 800. I actually prefer to dry sand simply because it's faster. I'll take 1200 from here on the DA, and I'll nib out the remaining dirts and go over the 800 grit where the flies were. It's time to buff the snuff out of this here paint jobber, and I'm going to use my super high-class, top-shelf Harbor Freight buffer, along with some Lake Country buffing pads and Manzanita compound. This stuff is the bee's knees. With a wool pad, it'll buff out 1200 grit scratches, and with a purple Lake Country pad, it'll finish on light colors with no haze at all. On darker colors, it's necessary to buff out with a white LC pad and some Manzanita SF4000. Here, watch me work it. Don't forget your bottle of 10%. If you don't know what it is, ask me in the comments below. Cheap shot of community engagement. What you gonna do? Gonna try to please the algorithm. That'll wrap it up for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out so you know when the last video pops up. I'll see you then.